Hey, this is Caesar.
Hi, I'm Carla.
And this is Carla and Caesar's Modern Life. Welcome to another episode. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, we're hanging out here in our home studio here, recording episode number 3. This is going to be the third episode that's out, I think. Yeah. And yeah, we're still doing this. I have this microphone I'm testing out, this fancy new one. It looks cool. I mean, that's all I can say so far about it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're recording this the week before we're doing a big thing. Can you tell people what we're gonna do?
Yes, we're going on a trip to Italy.
Hey. We're going to Italy for 10 days.
It'll be both of our first times in Europe.
Yep, that's true.
We're excited.
I'm really excited, and I know that, with COVID and everything, we had to we waited. I mean, we've been wanting to go for years, and then we're not going to go in 2020 or even last year. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I mean, we just had COVID ourselves, so it's let's take advantage of the fact that we have antibodies,
Right.
And we're super careful with everything we do anyway. Mm-hmm.
We always have our sandy wipes cleaning all the things we touch.
It's true. Yeah, everything is super clean on the airplane. Everything that I touch, everything I sit on. So we'll see. I mean, I double mask it as well.
Same.
Yeah, so the problem with Italy is that it's really big, right? So that's one of the issues that we had is we don't know where to go because there's so many places to see.
There's a lot to see.
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to seeing?
The way people live and
the
way people talk. I have been practicing on Duolingo.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I could understand it way better than I could speak it.
Mm.
So it'll be interesting to just be there.
Yeah.
But all the places like Florence, I think I'm most excited about right now at the moment.
Yeah, I'm more excited about Rome, and then the one that's based on they based the movie Luca on. That looks beautiful too.
Yes, I don't know how to say it,
yeah,
but I think it's Cinque Terre or Cinque Terre. I don't know. Please don't.
Yeah, so we're excited to do that, and that's going to be we're going to talk about that on our next episode. That's going to be our recap of us going to Italy.
Yes.
We're going to have a few friends joining us, so that's good because I don't know if I can do it with just me and you. It's just too, it feels safer with a bigger number of people. I don't know.
Yeah. So we have 3 other friends going as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting, and we'll talk more about that next time.
Mm-hmm.
An update on you. You're not a flight attendant anymore, so what's been going on with that?
So I flew my last trip, and it went not super smooth because of weather and delays, but a cancellation. My very last flight canceled, so I didn't get to
your very last trip.
To fuck off. I'm just kidding. No, but it was really funny because my crew was talking about how they were brainstorming what I should say on my last day.
I remember that.
And I wasn't gonna do it, but it was just funny to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And we were just laughing, and they were blaming all the things that were going wrong on me. But I was like, no, it's on you guys too, because you guys had plans. And that's always a thing. If you make plans, most likely something's going to go down and you're not going to make it. And then it's going to get blamed on you.
You're saying the thing for flight attendants, right?
For flight attendants,
yeah.
So I didn't get to do that, but it was fine. I made it home around the same time that I was planning on anyway.
Yeah.
And it feels good to not have that in the back of my mind, having to go to work. It's just such a relief because for so long, I was so anxious about going to work because it was having to leave for days at a time. And I was I just want to be home. And it was really hard. And just the job itself changed. And so I'm happy to
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and like you said, every time you see a plane now, you're glad I'm not on that plane.
Yeah. Yesterday I was talking to my dad. We saw a plane in the distance, and I was like, Dad, you know what? You know how I know that I made the right choice? It's because whenever I see a plane go by, I just think to myself, glad I'm not on it.
Glad I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Eventually,
probably I'll miss it, but not right now.
Nah. not enough time has passed.
Yeah.
So you don't want, like you said, you don't want to jump into anything too quick. So for now, you're looking for something in between. Is that what a bridge job is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, bridge job. It's like, I guess would you say like a terminology from another podcast I listened to?
Oh, I guess so.
So it's the expanded podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bridge job, they say, is like something between like what your dream job is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what my dream job is yet, but I'm working on it. I just today signed up to have a career coach. So I'm on my way. But in the meantime, I do have to pay my bills. And so I'm going to have to get a bridge job that is around the realm of something that I want to do, or like in a similar industry. So that's what I'll be looking for after we come back from our trip.
Okay. Well, that's really exciting for you to, try something different.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some of these scenarios. Let's do it. These are some user submitted stuff or stuff that we found online that we thought would be important to discuss. Issues going on in relationships, life, and whatever else. Do you want to do the first one?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so basically this person asking the question is a 24-year-old female, and she has a boyfriend. He's 26. They've been dating for around 9 months, and the girl asking the question, she has a horse, which she's had since she was 12. And she said so the horse is this girl's best friend, and obviously she loves her so much, like she's had it for half her life. Okay, so the 24-year-old female is asking, when I started to date my boyfriend, I was very honest with the fact that my horse takes a lot of time, and he was fine with this. When single, I could spend like 3 to 5 hours a day in the stable, but as we started dating, I cut this down to about 3 hours every other day, as this is roughly how long it takes for me to do all the cleaning, preparing food, and writing. Also, most of my friends are at the stable, which obviously means this is also social for me.
The other days I would not ride and try to spend less time talking, which would make it about an hour. After about 6 months, he told me I spent too much time at the stable and I should prioritize my relationship more. And somehow his family got involved in saying it was strange to prioritize things the way I did. I wasn't comfortable with this, but I am a bit of a pushover, so I agreed. At first, this meant cutting down the time at the stable, but it has evolved into cutting down riding days. Now I ride about 2 days a week, and the rest of the time I'm simply there to do basics. All of this as quickly as I can, because otherwise I know he'll be annoyed and pissed off for days and give me the silent treatment. I know my horse isn't really suffering from not being ridden as often, but I feel very guilty that I'm always rushing her around.
Then last night, he told me it was time to sell Lady. I laughed at him and asked if he was serious. He was. I told him no, and he said I needed to start prioritizing this relationship more, and I said I've done nothing but prioritize this relationship. We argued about it, and he apparently thinks I can just put her down as she's old anyway.
Damn.
I was furious at this and told him that it was absolutely not happening and I would never sell her. He said that any reasonable person would sell or put down their horse in favor of their boyfriend, and the only reason I wouldn't is because I only hang out with other insane horse people. What? No, run away.
That's crazy. He's 26 years old and she's 24 years old. So she's telling him, yeah, you're 24. It's time for you to settle down.
Pobrecita, she's like genuinely asking, like,
why would you ask that?
If she's in the wrong?
Yeah.
Really? No, girlfriend. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Like, why would he even want you to put your horse down?
I know. Ridiculous. Like,
what?
Why would you want to be with someone that doesn't love animals like that? Like,
that wants you to put their horse down.
Yeah. And it's not like she ever didn't disclose how much time it takes to take care of her horse.
Yeah. Like, he knew, and he was just like
trying to
jealous and insecure about a fucking horse.
Exactly. What a dick.
Yeah, no, this guy at 26 years old, you need to move on. This guy is not too immature.
Even trying to be controlling, right?
Yeah, and that's a 26-year-old person trying to be controlling. Like, you should know your shit. I mean, yeah, like, that's late 20s.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? being this immature?
I have no idea, but maybe they think they can like manipulate people, or
Yeah, I think that's what they think. Yeah.
that's wild.
Don't put your horse down. Put him down.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to scenario number 2. So this person is asking, it's a male with 50-50 custody of their son, in which he shares with his ex-wife. Part of the reason they got divorced is that she is married to her job. The ex-wife works as a nurse. He now has a new girlfriend and they plan on getting engaged by the end of the year. She loves her future stepson and enjoys spending time with him. The ex-wife has even dropped her son off a lot with the new girlfriend because of work. He says his girlfriend never complains and he feels she's being taken advantage of. All right. So that's the basics. So this is a question. The other day, my girlfriend and I were home. So this is the protagonist, the main guy, and his new girlfriend. My ex-wife called her and asking if she could drop off the son for a few hours. My ex-wife was on the speaker and she was speaking to my girlfriend on the phone, so I heard from a distance. I took the phone right before my girlfriend could say yes and firmly told my ex-wife no, and to stop taking advantage of my girlfriend. She hit on about how she needed to cover this emergency shift right then and couldn't find a replacement on such a short notice. I said it wasn't mine and my girlfriend's fault and that she should be ashamed of herself for using my girlfriend like that.
My ex-wife begged, but I told her to get a babysitter. She said something about not finding one, but I hung up and handed the phone back to my girlfriend. My girlfriend looked upset with me and said that none of what I did was called for, that I should have let my ex bring my son over. I asked if she was fine with being used as a babysitter, and she said that spending time with my son is not like babysitting. I let her know that always saying yes and not setting boundaries won't do her any good. She got more upset and said that I blew this out of proportion and ruined some great time with my son. She went upstairs and acted hurt by how I handled the situation, though I thought that I was helping her stand up for herself and set boundaries for those who try to take advantage of her. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, so this guy that's talking is the asshole.
Yes. I feel like why she doesn't mind. She enjoys it. Like,
and it's like
why would
her
you take
future
that away
stepson, and it's
her?
also your son, dude.
Yeah. To like when he said that the ex-wife was married to her job, it just sounds like he has resentment towards her, and so he's just like doing this to be a jerk to her.
Yeah.
But then it's like you're not realizing it's affecting your son.
Yeah, and
like,
it's also she's a nurse.
She's a nurse, and it's a pandemic.
What is this? This guy's all about himself. He's like, she didn't pay enough attention to me. Now she's dropping off this kid. If it's your kid, it's not babysitting. And if it's going to be her stepson, like she said, it's not babysitting for the new girlfriend.
And like I see his point. He thought he was being helpful, but at the same time, it's like those types of things. Like if somebody needs to set boundaries for themselves, like they need to do it for themselves. And like you doing that, like, no. Nobody asked you to do that. So
yeah, he's like trying to like be like, you need to stand up for yourself and not let my son come over. What? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, it's your family. Like, take care of your kid, dude. Like, yeah, it sounds like the way that if you didn't read this correctly, you would think that it's not even his son, and that's the fucked up part about it. Is the way that he's talking about this kid. It's like, yeah, it's my son, but why is she pawning him off on me? Like, deadbeat right there. What's gonna happen when he has another son with a girlfriend and the girlfriend can't take care of him one day? Oh, she's dropping this kid off with me too. Scumbag guy number 2 in this second scenario here.
Yeah, seriously, back to back.
So the person asking is a 22-year-old male, and he has a roommate who's also 22. They have different sleep schedules, and the main person is asking if their night owl habits is going to affect their other roommate, who's an earlier bird and a light sleeper. This is a question. Usually when I'm awake after he's gone to sleep, I try to be as quiet as possible. I don't hang around in our shared living room kitchen, and I take showers earlier than I normally do. However, sometimes I stay out with friends, not crazy late, more like 11 or 12, and me coming home and opening the door wakes him. I don't think I'm slamming it or anything, but obviously I can't open it completely silent. So my roommate asked if I could start coming home before he goes to sleep, and I said no. My friend has also offered that I could come and sleep on his couch if I'm staying out late, but I feel like I should be allowed to go to my own home and not bother my friend. I prefer that my roommate and I get along and he wouldn't view me as a noisy roommate, but I also feel like he's being unreasonable. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's kind of unreasonable, I would say, of the roommate.
Yeah, like I feel like if you're in a situation with your roommate, like you have to know, like you have to kind of accept their tendencies, like.
Right.
And it's not like the guy is making noise past a certain time. He's just coming home, and if you have to expect people to open the door and like use the restroom. Like you can't control what time you do
They
that.
pay rent.
Yeah, like that. Like that's it. Like you can ask them reasonably to keep the noise down if you're asleep, but it's like if it's just opening the door.
Yeah.
And they have the same right to live in the places you do. Like.
Yeah. And since he said he's trying to be quiet, maybe this guy's just a light sleeper, and maybe he needs to figure that out.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
there's white noise machines. He could do the plugs.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it's just these guys not working together. Like that's just the problem. Like that's just because it's like if you're a light sleeper, you can't have any roommates then because you can't control people. The one time I was reading online, it was like people wanted to go in together on buying a house, but they were like, if we buy the house, like they set rules for the other person buying the house with them, and it's like, no, you're buying the house together. Like, why would you restrict them? Like, you're both putting your name on the lease, or you're both putting your name on the mortgage or whatever. Like,
and they could probably like try to do the same thing to you. Like, you're not perfect either.
Yeah,
you know, like just be reasonable.
Yeah. So I don't think that the person that's making the noise is in the wrong, and I also think so. It's not wrong to just be like, hey, maybe together as roommates, it's not going to work out. Yeah.
But like good for him for like speaking up. But at the same time, like he needs to realize like, oh, okay, like maybe that's the point where he realizes that what you said.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had any situations like that. Like as far as we live, like we just get used to, like we've had roommates, obviously we have roommates. And it's just like you just have to pick the right person to be the roommate with, and if you get along with them, like what? there's never
just be considerate.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. Those are the 3 scenarios. Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
No.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and remember to take care of yourself and each other.